Hi, Achim here, InnerSpace Explorers. So I just want to give you a brief update on the project and how things are coming along. So obviously there's a lot of questions on rebreathers, and to answer that once and forever, there will be no side mount rebreather. And the simple reason is that I personally side mount rebreathers. Something I don't like. That's a personal thing, and it's not about the brand before this starts again. It doesn't matter at all. I just don't like side mount rebreathers. And don't ask me why. It's like you ask the Ford and the Chevy person, like, why don't you like the other brand? Well, they don't like, and it's just not their thing. And for me, it's the same with, I'm generally not the biggest side mount diver. So for me, and I think I talked about this several times. For me, it's a tool that I use if I need it for a special dive or for a special portion of a dive. And the side mount rebreather is something that I just don't use. Full stop, end of story. So you will see what type of rebreather in the end I use on that dive. Actually not going to cover that anymore. So I'm in the process of tested a few different things, and I basically made my decision. So I'm now just waiting for a couple of parts to modify a few things, and then that's done. So actually the bigger issue, and for those of you who are looking into more details about decompression and how this was done, etc., wait till after the dive. So I'll explain, because then I have the data, so then I can explain in all the detail, and I will, how this was done. And maybe there is no after video, who knows. But for me, the bigger hassle, so to speak, is indeed some other stuff. So my scooter is ready. So I don't know if you see that. So you can actually see the lift back. So this is a bit rough here at the moment because I was just fiddling around. So I have these rubber bands. It's actually quite tempting to do this alone, which are super heavy duty. And so the lift bags will be on the scooter. And then I have a couple of these strings, and they will also be on the scooter, so I can just pull them out and I don't have to fiddle around. And then it's a pain in the ass. So if I find something, basically I loop it through here, and then either I can hang it to a lift bag like this, or I just pull this like this, and then I can take things, more of them, and just basically put them in a big carabiner that's on the lift bag, and then in the end I shoot the lift bag. And quite a few people asked about how I'm gonna shoot these lift bags, and of course I'm not shooting them with open circuit gas, because if there's more stuff and more heavy stuff and I need a few of these lift bags, I'll actually have 5 of them with me, then I would actually have to carry stages again to fill these lift bags. So each of these lift bags has a CO2 cartridge. So I calculated that, so I just basically start the CO2 cartridge, and that will inflate the lift bag, and then it can go. And so I don't have to carry stages for that. So these cartridges will be zip tied into the lift bag. So once the lift bag's attached and unfolded, I just pull it up a little bit. I start this cartridge and the thing will go off. We'll see. At the moment I have 5 of these flying around. Maybe I can demonstrate that at some point, but otherwise you'll see it on the video. And that actually brings me to the biggest issue at the moment, and that is the camera. So lightning I actually have, it's on the way from Ockertorch, so thanks for that. But I will show you that as soon as it's here. It should arrive next week. Then there will be 2 scooter lights on the scooter, so 1 on each side, and then the camera should be on top. And my plan was to have 2 cameras, one facing forward, so it basically shows you what's coming up, and another one facing back, showing me. And I don't know if you ever saw these videos, but Xavier Meniscus, this French cave diver who does this amazing deep cave exploration, he's doing it a little bit like that. So he has these 2 cameras on his scooter, one's facing forward, one's facing backward. And I think this is pretty cool, and that's something I wanted to do as well. So I found a company in Canada that makes housings for action cameras like GoPro, Rolei, whatever you use, and they say they go down to 350 meters for whatever reason, but it's aluminium. And they were happy to take my money, but they do not really respond, and there's nothing here yet, and that's a little bit of a bummer. So I'm at the moment playing around with backup solutions, because nothing worse than counting on this and then being on the dive and having no camera. So I have a friend who's working in security cameras, and there's some ultra small stuff, and I'm actually trying to put that like in a backup light housing in an empty one that can also withstand the depth, and that I can either carry on a mask or put it on the scooter as well. I'm seeing if I can find like backup solutions to be ready in case that housing's not coming. They actually took quite a bit of money for that, 850 euros, and they didn't show. I mean, might be completely wrong, might be just in the process of being manufactured and sent, but the response after payment wasn't so great either. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks again for everybody who donated to the project. Big help. We're actually quite far from the goal, but nevertheless, everything that came in is highly appreciated. And actually another one, because I talked about the giveaway, to those who donate, whatever I find, if I don't find anything, the Thestis spell, you remember that. And I have something special for you. I actually made 10 of my books in English. So it's a little bit of a longer story, probably cover that in the live stream this afternoon, because I was not allowed to like sell it, because the editor that published the German version is story in itself, but they didn't want that. But obviously I can give it away for free. So I made a PDF version of the English book that I gave to my patrons at some point, but I have this PDF version like in a printed version. So 10 copies will also go away to people that donated on the project. And if there's a German speaking person, I'll of course replace that with a printed German version, if that's what you want. So if I pick somebody and like, hey, you want a book, and that person's like, yeah, but I'm German speaking, then you obviously get a normal one. So that's something I wanted to add. And other than that, if you have more questions regarding gear, I'm happy to answer this. Somebody asked about the scooter, because that's an old Gavin, and that was rebuilt completely last year after a little explosion. There was a hydrogen explosion in it while we were testing it in Austria, and that was a bit of a mishap. So it's rebuilt completely, and that has actually been to 200. So I tested that in a lake here. So I basically I know it's Walchensee, so I know it's 200 meters, 190, whatever. So I just basically lowered it there with the blades turned into neutral. So it was slowly spinning, because I wanted to know if it's also sealing while there's motion. And it was probably to 190 or something like that. So I left it down there for 10 minutes and then pulled it back up. It's perfectly dry, so the scooter is fine. So this one has a Delrin housing. The other one has a PVC housing, and I heard these PVC housings actually do not really withstand the depth, but this one actually does, so that's awesome. And so no worries about this. And otherwise I think there's not that much news regarding the project. I didn't manage to figure out more about the names of these ships, but I'm working on this. But I had a pretty busy last week, so I didn't do too much regarding the research. But I'm still on it, and I just wanted to give you a brief update, especially for those of you who are following this project and supported it. So take care, have a great Sunday, and see you soon. Bye-bye.